Empty halls stand tall, silent witnesses to death, murder and treachery, such shoals of the departed wandering through the mansion. Some say that most mansions and castles have hauntings, which is a given, knowing that the places have stood throughout the ages, witnessing everything from war to peace, poisoning and love, and fires. And so the souls of the departed have wandered through the world of the living in search of company throughout the ages. An abandoned manor stood tall on the nearby hill, the empty halls a witness to time long past. The wind weaving through the ruins, some part of the forgotten hall fell into disrepair as vines climb up the stone walls, moss covering the ground, spreading to the dark windowsill, covering the once clear stained glass in an eerie green, withering with time, a shadow. The surrounding villagers stay clear of the long-forgotten manor, for on dark, moonless nights, strange, unearthly sounds come from the castle, soft laughter of a woman echoing throughout the hall. Some have seen chandelier light softly glowing over the once lively ballroom, the dance of shadows playing across the floor. Strange music sometimes accompanies the ghostly festivities, playing throughout the endless night, only fading with the break of dawn. But not all were discouraged by the tales. Two young men wandered to the town in search of fowl to hunt. As they made their way through the town, settling in a nearby inn, that night, in the bustle of the tavern, the two men seated at the table, beers in hand, the soft candlelight flickering over the room, the locals unwinding after a tiring day. One of the men's eyes landed on an old man, seated at the bar, drinking his beer, his long gray beard glistening silver in the candlelight, his raspy voice echoing throughout the tavern as he talks to the bartender. A short warning crossed the old man's lips. Beware, he trailed off. Silence fell over the tavern as all became silent to hear the old man's tale. Up on the hill, an old manor stands abandoned. Many of you have heard a tale of people wandering to the manor, enchanted by the vengeful spirits of the manor, by soft laughter, music, and dance, only to be lured to an early grave. Intrigued by the mysterious tale of horror, only listening to the part of soft music and laughter to be heard near the manor. Dismissing the warning of the tale, looking at his beer, he thought of seeing the mysterious ball. The next morning, the two men departed into the forest on the hunt for fowl. Heading out from the forest, the leaves rustling, the two men's fowl thrown over their shoulders, the words of the old man flooding back as he gazed up the hill to the place where the supposed haunted manor was to be found, wanting to see it with his own eyes, what all the fuss was about, and if it was a mere spectacle made by children. Convincing his friend to head with him to the manor, his friend reluctantly moved with him up the hill to the manor, the sunlight slowly disappearing as they approached the hill. Night had just begun to settle in when they reached the site. The sky dark as wind howls against the old stones. Silence befell the scene as they moved through the ruins. Slowly they approached the entrance to the manor. Just as they were about to leave, convinced that the story was nothing more than a told tale, the galloping of hooves came from the forest, a black coach emerging, its lanterns shimmering in the dark. The coachman clad in black, a hood over his head. The coach slowly came to a halt at the entrance of the manor. The hooded coachman climbed down, opening the coach's door, as a stunning woman emerged from the coach, clad in a shining silver ball gown, jewels gleaming on her neck. Feeling their gaze, her cold blue eyes turned to the men, her eyes pinned on the man who brought them there. A sly smile spread across her face. Suddenly, he slumped to the ground with a piercing shriek. The sound seemed to break the spell his companion was in. He raced back to the village for help, but in the town he could not find one who could aid him. No one would return to the ghostly manor in the dead of night, afraid that they too would become victims if they did so. That night, the sound of music, laughter, was especially enthusiastic, lasting until the dawn dispelled the darkness. As dawn broke, the villagers finally made way to the manor to assist the man's pleas, only to find the man slumped over where his friend had last left him, cold and stiff. It was too late. The castle had already claimed his soul, condemned to an early grave. None approached the manor after that, but the strange ghostly sounds still echo throughout the night, as the ghostly inhabitants of the castle continue to dance until dusk.